/FreshFit. Go ahead and get the behind the scenes content there, guys. We got the crazy girl that got arrested for punching our valet guy. Whoa. We got that on footage.
Whoa.
She knocked over the fucking thing. Yeah, I know. This dude's like, what the hell? I leave for a few months and you guys are doing all this shit. You know what I'm saying? So that went wild. It was a good our valet guy actually filmed it for us. Shout out to him.
Yeah.
And we got that on Patreon.
I didn't see it.
You didn't see it?
No, I didn't see it yet.
Well, whose fault is that, my nigga?
And I'm busy.
You could have seen it yourself.
Yeah, man. I'm doing many things. So,
but nah, she was going crazy, man.
Yeah.
The video is hilarious, guys. If you want to see in 1080p, well, 3K, 4K, whatever, the girl going crazy from the podcast, like she was calm here. It was like calm before the storm.
Yeah. Well, the chick we kicked out like yesterday, last week, when she was like, "Oh yeah, you guys are racist," blah blah blah, and then she goes and perpetuates the stereotypes, and I'm just like, okay, all right. Yeah, seriously. But anyway,
we had an awesome Zoom call on Sunday, though.
Yes, we had a great Zoom call yesterday. We talked about real estate, making money, girls, everything else like that. Just a general discussion of, you know, the sexual marketplace. We talked about that Caleb guy, which we're going to cover that also, guys, probably this Wednesday. We'll probably cover that this Wednesday for y'all.
He's pushing P for real.
Yeah,
pushing P.
So check us out over there, guys, on patreon.com/freshfit.
That was true, though. It wasn't a joke, bro. Like, come on, man.
And then also, guys, check us out on Spotify, Google, and Apple Podcasts. Every single platform you listen to podcasts, we are there. Just make sure you wear headphones, especially nowadays, because we're public enemy number one. We are the villains, guys.
Apparently.
And then also get the merch, guys. FreshFitPodcastStore.com. Check us out over there. We got all the merch, the hoodies, t-shirts, sweaters, etc. Who hurt you? I feel like basically all the female slogans that we know that we've known to come and love. All right, so check us out over there.
Fresh Never Wears.
Yeah, that Fresh Never Wears.
Thanks, Chris. I was trying to avoid that.
Yeah, I don't know what is that? Is that like a bandana sweater?
Hey man,
Yeah,
I'm
man.
a
Do rag.
I'm a grip, gray instead of. Actually, never mind. I was trying something, bro. I was trying. Okay, that was horrible.
It is terrible how unfunny you are, bro. Holy crap. It is painful, man. All right. Fresh and Fit Clips, guys, our other YouTube channel. Check us out over there. If you don't got time to watch the full podcast, go ahead and check us out on Fresh and Fit Clips. You know, we break it down from like 2 to 20-minute segments. And we also post clips on this channel as well. We only post 1 clip per day on here, but we post 2 clips on our Clips channel. So check us out over there. Fresh and Fit Clips. Also, Fresh has a vlog channel.
Guys, for behind the scenes, man, I tell you what I'm gonna do already. I'm actually gonna do live streams on my channel with girls and celebrity guests. So stay tuned for those episodes coming out. And yeah, I'll do vlogs on the other channel for the most part. So shout out to y'all. 100K on the way. Let's go.
Yeah. And then also, guys, Chris, you want to tell them about your stuff?
Shout out to the Merch Gang, by the way. Great stream this weekend. Follow me on Aaron Poxon on Twitch. We did some good streams. Also, too, I graded my my gaming channel, acpgaming.com. So if I'm typing in the chat and you guys are confused, that's me, guys. Relax. I will release my first video this week. So tune in. Let's get it. And ladies, if you want to come on to our show, DM me and Aaron C. Poxon. Once again, this weekend, some of you ladies are DMing me with no pictures, private profile. Please unprivate your profile and make sure I can see you, because if I don't see you, then you won't be seen on the podcast.
There you go.
There you go.
Do I see a leopard behind you, Matt? Speaking of seeing, what the hell?
She's prowling in the corner.
Oh shit. All right. So cool. And then what else do we got here? And also, guys, I got a new YouTube channel. It's called Fed It. I broke down the goddamn, I'm running K-Flock case yesterday. Shout out to somebody in the chat. Yeah, when I broke down the case, I actually went over because he ran from the cops, right? And he tossed the gun, and we found the area where he tossed the gun, and we showed the route of how he ran, everything else like that. Somebody in the chat said his name is L-Flock now, and I was fucking dead, bro. So the chat is undefeated. And then where he shot the guy, the name of the place was the Final Barbershop. Dudes was like, yo, he got his final fade. I was
damn,
like, what the fuck, man? Yo, you guys are fucking hilarious, man. But yo, real talk, I hope, yeah. But I really hope that he beats the case, guys. But looking at all the evidence yesterday, as y'all saw on that show, we broke it down fucking micro. There's no one that has a more complete breakdown on that case than I do right now. I pulled out the court documents that's never been seen before, and it was a really good show. Everyone enjoyed it. Thank you guys so much. We had a bunch of live people watching. The engagement was through the roof. So thank you guys so much for that. Love you guys, and I'll keep bringing on the heat. The next case I'm going to break down is the O Block case, okay, aka Lil Durk's people, the RICO indictment that they got a month or 2 ago after the FBG Duck killing. So stay tuned for that one. That'll be the next one I break down. But other than that, man, we got a special guest in the house. Steve from Accounting, man. Can you introduce yourself to the people?
Appreciate it. Thank you. Back again, and I'm in the thick of things right now with tax season. It's we're kicking it off. We're in the thick of it right now, and I don't know how the hell I got out of the office and I made it here from across the state. But yeah, it's a pleasure to be back, and I'm here to answer any questions and give knowledge to your audience. And yeah, I'm here to help.
I'm curious, how many clients have you gotten from the show, roughly? You think?
I get a lot of people hitting me up on the DMs there. I mean, I would say at least maybe like, I don't know, 30, 40 at least.
Damn.
Yeah.
And he never checks his Instagram.
So
and he can only take on certain types of clients.
I need help. So anybody in the chat that's got any expertise at that, I could definitely use your help.
Can you tell the people a little bit about your background as far as, like, I know you were involved in real estate for a bit.
Yeah.
You own multiple businesses with your accounting business, because he runs the business himself. He's an accountant, but he actually is the owner of his own company, and there's multiple locations, right?
Yeah. So we have, it's two main, we're on the west side of Florida. We're in Bradenton and Sarasota. We've got two locations, and we basically deal with high net worth individuals, private business owners, mostly S corporations, small business owners, that is. And we do, full gamut of services for them, whether it's full service accounting, CFO level type of services, tax strategies, payroll. We have a payroll company that we handle payroll for a lot of clients. And then prior to that, I had a large radiology, like portable x-ray company in the state of Florida. So we had just basically cars that went around with x-ray machines and ultrasound machines. And we went to like nursing homes and different type of medical facilities. And we would go on site and take x-rays of patients or ultrasounds or EKGs, send those to like the teleradiologists to read and send the reports to the doctors that were ordering them. And then we sold that in 2012 to a multinational company. And then I went back into becoming, to being a CPA. And that's when I got kicked off my practices. I acquired a couple of practices over the past couple of years. Mm-hmm. And prior to that, I was in real estate, kind of what you're doing now with the residential rental properties. Mm-hmm. But mostly I was flipping them because it was prior to 2008. And the market was like, basically you'd go out and you get a property for like, they'd be asking for like 200,000. Somebody come in and offer for like 220 or 225, above asking price, similar to what's happening now. But the banking system basically was giving anybody, with a
and
pulse
this is you,
money.
and you were doing this. You were, if I'm not mistaken, buying, fixing, and flipping. This was back in 2006, 2007, before the housing crash, right?
Before the crash.
3 to like 7.
Okay.
I sold my last property in 7. I was hung on to one that we rented for a while. And then we managed to get rid of that one, luckily, right before everything crashed. That was just luck. It wasn't like I knew what was going to happen to the market. I just happened to sell that last property, and then I started,
right before the crash.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. That was just blind, dumb luck.
Yeah.
But the thing was, the house that I lived in, I had bought right at the time, right at the peak, and then that went down. But we ended up staying in that house for years.
Okay. And it went back up and
up
and right. Because you lived in it, don't matter at that point.
Yeah. I had a friend that actually came down from New York. He bought a house right at the same time, and then he bailed out after a couple of years. And I'm like, listen, just stay in it. Like, 5, 6, 7 years, it's going to come back. Just, really. And he ended up bailing it. And,
it always amazes me how people like start freaking out when anything dips, like with crypto, with real estate, whatever it may be. And it's like, I want you guys to know that, like, you don't lose money until you actually sell.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like,
that's called unrealized.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's realized and unrealized. You don't like, capital gains tax basically is only on realized when you actually like sell it. And that's kind of like the crypto course with Charlie and I think Miguel. They talk about.
I had a pretty long conversation with him. I was telling him, dude, you need to get real estate, bro, immediately.
Yeah. So when it comes to real estate, you don't want to be a speculator. You don't want to be a trader, like trading, buying short term and trying to flip it. It's a long term strategy, kind of like what you're doing right now with all your rental properties. Yeah. You don't have any. Even if some of those have appreciated significantly. Yeah. But you're not looking to sell those right now. Even on a couple properties that might have gone up $100,000 in just a couple of months.
Yep.
Nice profit for you. But I think your long game is to hang on to that, because over the course of 5-10 years, that's going to basically.
And we're going to go over that in detail, guys. I'm actually really, really excited for this episode, because we're going to give you guys a bunch of reasons how, and we're going to be mostly heavy on real estate, but we're going to talk about other assets as well, other asset classes. And then on top of that, we're going to have a Q&A at the end. So this is your chance, guys, to ask
Anything you want.
Probably
yeah.
one of the best accountants in the state about this stuff, man. Owns his own practice. He's been
Legendary.
doing this for a while. You know, he deals with, entrepreneurs, high net individuals. And yeah, I mean, Steve is the type of accountant where he's going to find a way. You know, a lot of people say, oh, I don't think we could do this, whatever. He doesn't say no. He finds, let's try to find a way to say yes.
That's legal.
You know what I'm saying? That's legal, of course.
Absolutely.
You know,
Yes.
that's legal. But
Absolutely.
you have to be, when you're an entrepreneur, just like you're aggressive with your business, you got to be aggressive as far as like, saving your money too. Because if you don't, or you don't know what you're doing, Uncle Sam will destroy you and take your money, bro. So this is why the rich stay rich. And we're going to show some of those tricks to you guys today. Which
And
I'm
also,
really excited
having
for.
real estate in portfolio is important for your growth, as for taxes and for wealth. So there you go.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's, I think, and I think you had a stat on that. I believe like,
Like somewhere
highest-
around 90 to 95% of
millionaires.
millionaires
yes,
all own real estate.
Yeah. It's a huge asset portfolio holding for many of these
Yeah.
high net worth individuals. And that's the same thing I see in my practice is basically the ones who have accumulated the most wealth over the longest period of time are all in real estate.
Yeah.
All of them.
Yeah.
And, no college degree
Yep.
required. Not trying to offend anybody there if you're going for a degree in something that, you need a degree for, but, they tend to be the most wealthy people.
They're just smart. They bought low,
Yeah.
held it, and boom, just time did the work for them.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? All right, so hit some of these chats real quick. We got Venom233. For the record, the first caller on the early Friday show was not me. I was confused AF watching the replay. Y'all saying Venom was on the line. Okay, no worries. Johnny, $50 super sticker. Thank you so
Thank you,
much. I
Johnny.
appreciate that, my friend. Are you guys on Rumble? $5 from Too Good Gaming. No,
we are on.
but we are on Cameo.
Cameo.
And
Then we got
Pornhub.
King Chris, $5. Fresh Fit, the most lit podcast, 22. We're going from 0 to 1 million fast. So watch the throne. Shout out to Fresh and Fit fam and Steve. Yes, guys, we have hit the mainstream officially, bro. We got YouTube channels that are like 10 times bigger than us talking about us and stuff.
Yeah.
So it is what it is.
E3.
Okay, so that's a little bit about Steve's background, guys. What he used to do, and obviously, as you guys know, he's me and Fresh's accountant as well. He's helped us quite a bit, especially with saving
Taxes,
money and being able
Real
to
estate.
purchase things in a in a strategic fashion. For example, we bought the Range Rover last year. That was all a calculated plan, being very tightly coordinated with Steve as far as like turning that liability into an asset to help us save some money. So, and we can go over that as well today. But can you tell us a little bit about because the last time we were on, we were taking was Biden in office yet? I don't think so. He was just coming into office last time we were on here.
Yeah, and we were talking about the updates. No,
Yes.
actually, no, I was after.
Okay.
They were proposing that it was his first year of the administration. They were proposing that
Yes.
the changes. We didn't know whether they're going to be instituted retroactively last year,
Yes.
which in most cases they don't. But then,
So let's
prospectively now.
let's talk about that. So we're gonna break down some of these new tax laws, by the way, guys, that you should be aware of that people aren't really talking about. They're more concerned about this beer bug, but these are some other things that you guys probably want to know about as far as these new tax laws that came out under the Biden administration. So
I think for your audience right now, because there's going to be a lot of like maybe single filers. I would imagine that would be your base with a young men. I think 3 of the major ones that I kind of identified right now that I think you guys are going to probably face.
get your notebooks, guys.
Yeah, is going to be the economic impact payment.
Okay.
That was a stimulus payment that everybody got.
Okay.
I don't know if you get it? Did you get $1,400?
No, I didn't qualify.
Yeah, you were. Oh, yeah, that was last year. Yeah, what am I talking about? So anyway, so if you're below $75,000 and you filed in like 2019 and 2020, then you would qualify for the stimulus payment.
Mhm.
A lot of people got them like in January, February of last year, and I saw in my practice prior to that where they were doing the $600 and all the other the first stimulus and the second stimulus. Everybody forgot to. A lot of people didn't check their accounts because it was direct deposit and they didn't realize they had them in there. So we asked them, we made a point of asking them, did you get the payment? Did you get the stimulus payment? A lot of people forgot they got them. They put that they didn't. Then they thought that because you could apply for a recovery credit on there if you didn't get it. So let's say you were supposed to get the $1,400 and you got it.
Mhm.
And then you go to file your taxes this year and you forgot that you got it and you tell your accountant, no, I didn't get it. Or you filed it, you didn't get it. And then it's going to give you a recovery credit of $1,400. So it's going to add that to your refund.
Mm.
And
Which that's considered earned income, isn't it?
Well,
Is that
no, it's not.
taxable?
It's not that it's income. It's
Okay.
a lot of people were getting letters and they were saying that their refund was reduced or they maybe owed because they were calculating that they got it. It
Okay.
caused a lot of problems.
Okay.
So that's one that you guys want to be very careful. Check your bank accounts. If you qualified for it, if you're $75,000 or less as a single filer, check your bank statements going back to January or February of last year. You would have gotten $1,400, and if you got it, then you don't put it down on your return this year. And if you didn't get it, then you have a chance to get it, and you put it that you didn't get it, and you'll get it with your refund now.
Bam. There's
So
some
that's
sauce for
that's
you.
one that I know people are gonna have. That's gonna be a problem for people. And I think the other one is I don't know if you got like people with dependents and you get the child tax
Kids.
credit. So that's gone up. But what they did last year is if you have kids and you filed for 2019 and 2020 with your dependents and they were below a certain age, then they started giving everybody automatic payments like starting in July of $300 or $200, depending on what type of dependent you had and what the age was. And that people started getting the payments in July direct deposited in their accounts. So now when you go to do your return, you can't, and if you got those payments for the 6 months last year, you can't double dip and you can't say that you didn't. You have to report that you got them. And then you have to consider that as the child tax credit, because if you didn't get them, then you could get them now. But if you got them, you have to factor that in there, and that's going to screw a lot of people up. You're going to see a lot of people.
And what's the name of that one? That's called the
That's the Advanced Child Tax Credit.
Advanced Child Tax
Yeah,
Credit. Okay.
ACTC or something.
Okay. So listen up for you guys out there that might have children.
So that's going to be an issue too. That's one that is going to cause a lot of
Are you
problems.
breaking laws if you kind of like forget that they got it as well?
They'll know because
know.
there's a website too, and I'll probably have to post the link. I'll give it to you guys maybe later. You guys can put it in your chat or whatever. Where you can go there, and I think people had to go there and apply for it to start getting it, or maybe say that they didn't want it. So there's a specific site that you can go to, and then there's everybody's supposed to get a letter to say this is what you got to remind them to give it to their tax preparer. But that's going to be another issue. I think that a lot of people are going to wind up making mistakes on.
Okay. So these are things to look out for, guys, on your taxes for 2021 when you're doing them.
And then the other one, there's only three I think that would pertain to your audience is if anybody was unemployed and got unemployment compensation. I know in 2020, if you got anything below $10,200, you didn't have to report it as income.
Okay. Obviously because of the pandemic.
They got rid of that now. So in
Okay.
2021, if you got any unemployment compensation, it's fully taxable.
Okay.
Wow.
All right.
Yeah.
So that's something to keep in
That's
mind.
one that they kind of like,
Oh God, man. Okay. All right. So for all
Yeah.
you guys out there that were trying to get somebody, save somebody off the unemployment, I got to pay tax on that this year. Not last year, but this year you do. Okay. And then was there anything else that you want to? So so quick little
Those
recap
are
of that.
three, yeah.
3 things to worry about in 2021 as far as like filing your taxes and making sure you don't get a hiccup here is the first one was called
The first one was called the economic impact payment, or
Okay.
they call it the stimulus check.
Bam.
Hey, did you get your stimulus check?
Yeah.
That was $1,400 for last year in 2021 per person.
Yep.
Per person.
and then the second one.
And then the other one's going to be the advanced child tax credit,
Okay.
where people started getting those in July of last year.
Mhm.
They were getting anywhere from $200 to $300 a month.
Mhm.
And that was getting your child tax credit that you normally would get at the end of the year.
Mhm.
You were getting it
Monthly.
ahead of time, advance.
Mm.
Yeah. And then the last one would have been the unemployment compensation they did away with. So it's any unemployment you got in 2021,
Your
you have to include it.
Okay.
Unfortunately. Yeah.
The 12 Dirty Dozen IRS. Did you want to talk about that too?
That's kind of like, we can get into that like a little bit later. I think
Okay.
that's,
All right.
we'll
That
kind of
comes in
segue
later.
into like some of the things that they're like kind of going after this year, and they're beefing up their audit staff. And there's a couple strategies in there. And we had talked about that, I think, in private on some of the, like, not that anybody did that strategy, but there is one particular one that was a pretty good strategy. And I think that we should talk about that one because
Okay.
it pertains to real estate.
Okay. So
And
you want to
businesses.
transition over to the real estate now?
Yeah, well,
Is there anything else?
I think the major thing that you wanted to talk about is in particular to your situation
Yeah.
is on the rental properties
Yes.
for the cost segregation.
Yes,
Which is a
depreciation and
huge-
cost segregation.
yeah.
So, all right, so we'll switch over to real estate now. All right, so those were some things that you guys wanted to cover as far as like your 2021 tax returns. Any chance to catch up with Chris or?
Yeah, we have some.
Okay, I'll read these real quick, and then we're gonna go into real estate. And guys, this is gonna be the secret sauce on
The best part.
This is gonna be how the wealthy stay wealthy. Why guys like Grant Cardone, Robert Kiyosaki, Donald Trump, etc. This is why they don't pay taxes. What I'm about to show you guys, or actually, excuse me, what Steve's about to show you guys right now is deadly. Okay, and it's all legal.
This one is good. One.
$20 edited regarding the advanced child tax credit. What if you had a child born this year but didn't get a tax credit for them? Can you claim that on taxes?
I'm sorry, I wasn't even. I was looking over there.
Yeah.
Okay,
So he goes and that's from edited DT.
Eddie DT.
And then I hate my job for crypto taxes. Are you going through every single transaction to calculate how much you owe? I hear some people are waiting for more regulation clarity before paying all their crypto taxes. Wondering about your thoughts. Chris, could we save these questions for the end?
Yeah, that's a good one too.
Yeah,
and I
these
do
are
have
really
an
good
idea on that
questions.
one. Yeah.
So we're gonna keep going on with the presentation, guys, and then as you guys send the questions in, Chris is going to make a note of it, save it, and then we're going to answer all of them at the end. So just be ready with the pen and papers and send your questions in now. But we're keeping a log of them. So that's 2 questions that we got right there.
So okay, so on the question on the child being born, and if the child
Oh,
was
we can
born,
answer at the end, unless like it pertains to exactly what we're just.
well, so
Go ahead.
if the child was born in 2021,
Mm.
you obviously probably would not have gotten that credit if you didn't go online and say that the child was born, because you didn't have the 2020 taxes, because they went off the 2020 taxes.
Mhm.
So if the child was born in 2021, that wouldn't show on your 2020 taxes.
Mm.
So when they file this year for their 2021 taxes and that child was born in 2021, then they're going to claim that child and get the appropriate child tax credit. Which
Okay.
if they're under 6, you get an extra $600. So it's $3,000 per kid that's 17 and under, and then it's an extra $600 if they're 6 years old and under.
Okay.
Wow.
So they should qualify for pending their income level. They're up to $3,600 credit for that child.
Okay. And then you know what? Real quick, we might as well answer that crypto question too as well. But send your questions in, guys, and we got y'all. What was
So
it
for the-
crypto question one more time? It was for crypto taxes. Are you going through? Because we did talk about that child one, so that makes sense.
Yeah.
For crypto taxes, are you going through every single transaction to calculate how much you owe? I hear some people are waiting for more regulation clarity before paying for all their crypto taxes. Wondering about your thoughts.
So on the crypto, depending on what exchange you're using to onboard and your fiat
Yeah.
to get on your fiat onto the exchange, and so all the transactions are recorded on a blockchain. It's
Yes.
basically like a spreadsheet on the internet.
Yeah.
That's all verified. So it's easy enough to get your transactions from your wallet on any wallet that you have,
Mhm.
and figure out on your trades and your swaps. But if you're not cashing out and you're just hanging on to it and it's going up in value, then there's really, it's unrealized. So there's no tax consequence to
Yeah.
that. It's not until you cash out till maybe USDC or something like that, and you take it off the exchange, and then you have a reportable transaction there. That's a taxable event once
Yeah.
you sell it and you cash out. So you buy Ethereum at 2,500 and it goes up to 5,000, and you cash it out to USDC and you take it out. Then that's a reportable. That's a realized gain on
Yeah.
that
Okay.
currency.
So you don't get hit with the taxes, guys, until you actually pull it out, which is a gift and a curse with the crypto, because you can't really. I mean, are there any deductions right now as far as like the U.S. government goes with involving crypto? No, right?
I mean, maybe Charlie and Miguel's
Yeah,
course
I
at
don't think there's any right now,
Um,
bro. Like
no,
that's the one thing that
it's just
sucks.
like-
What about
yeah.
art, NFTs, or like anything with that taxes? Or no?
I mean, that's non-fungible token. It's just like a form of, it's a token. That's like a cryptocurrency. So if it goes up in value and you sell it for a profit, it's just like selling anything else. It's like selling this, let's say this
Cell
phone
phone.
or something like that. Yeah, and
Okay.
you sell it for a profit. Yeah, same thing.
Okay, all right.
It's just digital. Yeah.
so real estate.
Fair enough. Yeah, that's why real estate's the best, man. Like crypto is great for like appreciation and everything. It's really quick real gains, but it's like just as fast as you get those gains, Uncle Sam is just waiting with his fucking handout to take the gains from you with the the capital gains tax.
Yeah,
when you cash out.
a lot of people are just seeking out jurisdictions like hence Florida. That's why
Yeah.
they're coming, because they at least can save on the state taxes.
Yeah.
Not necessarily the federal, but they're looking at places like Puerto Rico and like
Yes.
Shout out to
Dubai,
Logan Paul.
Yep.
Yeah.
Lot of people
Because
moving
they're the tax benefits there are for capital gains are tremendous, and you don't have to give up your citizenship to go there.
Can we break down that Puerto Rico thing real quick before we get into the real estate?
Yeah.
What,
Puerto
what,
Rico.
what has everyone running to Puerto Rico? Can you break down the numbers for these guys? Why so many people are so? I mean, because it's crazy to like. I don't know if a lot of you
Move.
guys been to Puerto Rico, but it's not the best place to be, man. It's
Yeah.
fairly dangerous. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of gun violence there. It is a beautiful island, but sometimes you forget you're actually in the United States. It doesn't feel like it,
And
you
the
know what I'm
prices
saying?
are pretty up there as
And
well.
it's extremely expensive
And
to live
aren't you
there.
Puerto Rican?
I am.
There you go.
So, but
I know a lot about it.
what has
because-
everyone going out there, man?
Well, there's very nice areas.
Okay.
There's very nice areas. There's gated areas. There's, you know, I've never felt a sense of danger when I've been there ever.
Okay.
You know, I don't know if it's because I was all this family or something or friends or, but I've never, you know, obviously you kind of know where to go.
Mhm.
But it kind of reminds me of Florida, maybe, but with mountains.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And a little and more older buildings.
Okay.
So forth. But at any rate, a lot of people are seeking that because there's two tax act, the tax act 20,
Get your notebooks out, guys.
tax act 20 and tax act 22, and you can look them up, just Google them and you can read, you know, a little synopsis on it. But basically people are migrating there because you can set up a business there. You have to have one Puerto Rican employee at least,
Mhm.
but you have to stay there at least 183 days per year in
Mm.
order to qualify for residency there.
Is that like 6 months?
It's 6 months. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So, and you could do it in combination because a lot of people like to travel back and forth. So if you keep good records on it, and as long as like you stay there a month, come back a month, stay there a month, come back a month, or, you know, however, as long as the total amount in those 12 months add up to 183 days, then you're good.
Mhm.
And then essentially the income tax rate there is only 4%.
Mm.
And then the other thing too, which is major, is that you don't have to file a federal IRS income tax return, even though you don't not giving up your citizenship because your residency is there. You just file a
Mm.
Puerto Rican government tax return. You pay your percentage to the Puerto Rican government, and that's it. And they'll check on, you know, there's certain checks and balances that the government there has and make sure that, you know, it's legitimate.
Mhm.
But it's a lot of people, you know, especially these crypto guys that go there. But not every, you know, it's not for everybody. It's got to be, you know, you have to be, you know, if you're going to uproot your life and go somewhere, you have to check it out and be comfortable to say, you know, can I last 6 months in this, you know, this place?
I ain't gonna hold you. Like, to uproot everything to leave the States just to go there for taxes.
Yeah.
Man, I don't know if I would really do it.
I mean, hey, if you're making hundreds of millions,
Let's
you can
do
live
this.
very well.
So let's
there,
say
save
Steve,
a lot of money. I'm sorry. Yeah, go ahead.
So just so that people kind of understand the benefits. Let's say a scenario where someone is living in Puerto Rico versus, let's say, maybe a Florida or even a New
Yeah.
York State. So they make $1 million a year. What could we kind of go through the scenario of like what they would be taxed while living in Florida versus being in Puerto Rico? I don't know if we could do that scenario.
Well, basically, just you know, off the cup, just 40%,
Okay.
$400,000 versus 4%.
Mm.
40,
Boom.
40, yeah. So huge major savings. So that's
Yeah.
that's a substantial amount of wealth just in $1 million case. Enough to, you know, you can live very well there. The cost of living is probably cheaper than most of these areas that these guys are coming from.
Yeah.
It could be California, New York, Connecticut,
Yeah.
wherever, you know.
A lot of people
Yeah,
from
'cause
LA
you're-
going
yeah,
there.
Right. So now you get and then you're also not having to file an IRS income tax return. You're not required to.
Mm.
So that's major in itself.
So how are you paying your taxes then if you're not filing? that
You
income
have
return?
to file a Puerto Rican.
Puerto Rican.
Yeah.
Oh,
tax
which
return.
has I'm
They
assuming
have their own,
wha-
you know,
their own
Department
thing?
of Taxation separate from the IRS,
Which
'cause
is
it's a
better
tax
than-
treaty. It's a commonwealth. It's not a state,
yes.
you know, because they have, what is it, taxation and you know, no representation.
There you go. so
So
we're talking about 40% stateside versus 4% in Puerto Rico. So on $1 million income, you're going to be liable for my math sucks. Help me out here. 40% of $1 million is 400,000
Right.
versus 40,000
right
versus 40,000.
exactly.
That's incredible.
But
Yeah.
okay,
$360,000 savings just on that alone.
How about this, though?
That's
Now you
substantial.
guys can see
And a
if
lot
you
of people, they'll have second
multiply
homes
that.
here. It's not like they're giving up their entire life. They'll have a place here too, and so
Yeah.
they come back and forth. They'll spend, you know, because it gets hot there in the summer. It's kind of like what people do here in Florida.
right.
You know, maybe they have a place down here and they go back up to New York in the
Snowbirds.
summer because it's so you can kind of do something like that.
But can I
Yeah.
buy enough real estate here to like counteract the taxes so that I don't have to move per se? Like, okay,
I mean, it's possible, but the problem is like you can't consistently report a loss on your tax return year over year. You know,
Mm.
because after a certain amount of time, you know, after within the 5-year time frame, if that's not profitable, then the IRS could come back and take a harder look at it and say, okay, what's going on here?
And then that's when they
So
take your
yeah.
money.
Shout out to Puerto Rico.
Yeah. So wow, that's huge right there. So we're talking about 40% versus 4%. And you guys, obviously, the more money you make, you can see how that can compound over time.
Right.
Oh, on $1 million salary alone, you're liable for $400,000 stateside versus only being liable for approximately $40,000 living in Puerto Rico,
Right.
which now I can see why people like Logan Paul and a bunch of other entrepreneurs are moving out there that are higher net worth individuals.
Well,
That
Logan,
makes
They're
sense.
they're thinking about going to Puerto Rico.
Well, he's already there.
He's already there.
Oh, he is. Okay.
Logan Paul, do you
Oh,
want
I
a
didn't know
neighbor?
that.
Yeah.
Because there's some really nice areas. I mean,
Yeah.
you know, I spent a lot of time going around with a doctor client of mine, good friend of mine, and he showed me areas that I did not know existed. I said, if you go there as a tourist, or you go there like not in the know, there's a really lot. Like you have to go with someone that really knows the area.
Yeah, I went there, went
Yeah.
to San Juan. That was pretty much it. I
Yeah,
went
because
to
that's just a tourist area.
spots. I was
Yeah,
like, all right, this is cool and all.
yeah,
I'm from the islands. It's kind of boring. But those areas that you just spoke about, hey, that might be lit. you know?
Yeah. Okay.
and it's not for everybody. Even you know, some people just don't like the culture. Maybe you don't like the food, or maybe you just there's a certain type of lifestyle. Like Miami's a lot different. You know,
Yeah.
you've got everything